What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and welcome to another episode of the step-by-step tutorial. If you guys are new to this series, I just take some of the most popular combos going around the format, and I just slow them down. This one in particular took me a really long time to do the proper research on it, if you want to call it that. These are some insane combos. I've been interested in doing Infernity for a long time, but I have not found a good resource to understand it at all. So hopefully I'm going to be able to do that for you guys today. So if you guys don't know what Infernities do, and I didn't really know before I made this, did the research for this, it's an old archetype obviously, with some new support coming out. So I'm going to show you two different variants because there's no splashing in different ideologies in here. It's all or nothing. This the whole idea of the archetype, and most of these cards are limited, so I'm assuming this was obviously meta on some level if every single card in the beginning is limited to one. They're non hard ones per turn. They're all soft, so you're gonna end up looping a bunch of stuff like a billion times, painstakingly a billion times. But the end boards are legitimately insane if you can pull it off. So I'm literally going to do what I can. You just take this one step at a time. So one of the play starters that you'll see a lot online is Tour Guide from the Underworld, and it is a good one. So you can go ahead and normal summon her. She lets you special summon a level 3 Fiend from your hand or deck. And obviously this is unlimited now, so it's not going to be your most consistent play starter if there's only 3 in your deck, but it's better than it was before. And yeah, so obviously you're seeing the whole idea of the archetype is you don't have cards in your hand. There's a multitude of ways to do that. For my purposes, I'm just going to say, do you have Zero Max and Tour Guide in your hand? Okay, then let's move forward. So from your deck, you're going to summon your Infernity Necromancer. Basically what this card does is it lets you get an Infernity from your graveyard and special summon it. But obviously you can't use that quite yet because Tour Guide negates. But you can link those two off into a Cherubini. A Cherubini lets you send one other card you control to the lets you send a level 3 monster from your deck to your graveyard. Then you can target this card and it gains attack and defense equal to that attack and defense. Good thing about this card is it sends for cost, which is the nice part. Which is exactly what you're going to do. Cherubini is going to go ahead and send a Fiendish Rhino Warrior. So basically what this card does is it lets you send another Fiend monster, but it doesn't have a level restriction. That's the important part. So there you go. Rhino's going to go ahead and trigger, and it's going to send a Fiend monster. And that monster it's going to send is an Infernity Archfiend. So essentially the core of your combo has been established. It's going to be Infinity Archfiend, which when it's special summon lets you add an Infernity card to your hand. And you revive it back most of the time with your Infernity Necromancer. You kind of see where that's going. Like I said, these are all soft once per turns, and this card requires you to have no cards in your hand, so it can't include itself. So you got to set it and then activate it. What it does, it's a monster reborn for the archetype for Infernities. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and special summon the Infernity Necromancer. Like I said, it revives an Infernity. You're gonna go ahead and revive your Infernity Archfiend, and then Archfiend triggers and it lets you search. What you're going to add for the first time is Infernity Patriarch. If it's the only card in your hand, you can special summon it. So, obviously, there's no other cards in your hand at this point. Assuming that the rest of your hand was whatever, like spells and traps that you set. Maybe you drew into some of your Infernity traps, excuse me. In any case, you're going to do exactly that. You're going to go ahead and special summon it. So, this loop that you just saw of reviving back the Archfiend to add, you're just adding one additional thing each time. So that's the loop, but every single time you're plus one-ing. You're going to be doing that quite a bit. You can go ahead and link off the Cherubini and the Necromancer into a Lambda. This is actually just, this isn't important. It's just to condense your board. Then you can go ahead and convert, and you really have to get your Necromancer back in the graveyard, so that's the main reason for this card. There's not a lot of generic 2s, because I think IP requires non-link monsters, so you couldn't go into that. But this card will be gone eventually anyways. None of what you're doing will seem like you're like advancing, but you just have to wait and you have to be patient, really. So you're going to go ahead with the Patriarch and the Archfiend, and you're going to go into number 60. This card has a ton of effects. This card's really good, actually, but so you're going to detach 2 and special summon from the graveyard. And you're going to go ahead and revive back the Infernity Necromancer. Necromancer's effect to revive the Archfiend. Archfiend's going to search. And you're going to go ahead and search your Infernity Launcher, which is limited. Both of these cards are limited. But now what this card allows you to do is send it to the graveyard, special summon 2 Infernity monsters from your graveyard. So obviously I think you know where this is going to go eventually. You can go ahead and activate it now. You're going to convert all of the monsters on your field into a Saryuja. And you're like, oh, okay, there we go. Now you're going to start plussing. No, you're actually going to ignore the effect of Saryuja Skull Dread to the draw effect. You're just going to hold on to it. You're going to use it for its special summon effect. Like I said, you can go ahead and send this to the graveyard to special summon 2 Infernity monsters. You're going to summon the Necromancer and the Patriarch. So there you go. Because you don't need to summon back the Archfiend yet, because you can just use Infernity Necromancer now. So there you go. See how you +1 through that interaction, and now you're going to +1 again. Okay, Necromancer's going to summon back the Archfiend. The Archfiend's going to trigger searching an Infernity card, and this time you're going to search an Infernity Mirage. Really good card, lets you tribute it, special summon 2 Infernity monsters from your graveyard. Okay, so our next loop has already been established, and funny enough, Saryuja is not a hard once per turn either, so that will definitely come up. You're going to use the special summon effect to special summon the Mirage from your hand. Alright. Saryuja goes off there. And you're going to convert all those into another Saryuja for the special summon effect. And now you can use the effect of Mirage to tribute itself and bring back 2 Infernity monsters. You're going to bring back the Necromancer and the Patriarch. Just like last time, Necromancer is going to come off and you're going to search the Archfiend, or special summon the Archfiend back. Archfiend's trigger for the search effect. And this time you're going to search a Avenger. Don't worry about the effect of this card. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a tuner. That's the important part. Now you can use the effect of Saryuja to special summon it from your hand. The Infernity Avenger. Alright. And you're going to convert all 3 of these. So the Avenger, the Archfiend, and the Necromancer for 100 Eyes Dragon. Lets you banish level 6 Dark Monster, and then you can use that effect yourself. So yeah, if you can't, you're going to banish the Infernity Mirage. So now this 100 Eyes Dragon has the effect of this Infernity Mirage, meaning that you contribute the card to special summon 2 Infernity monsters from your graveyard. And now, see, now we have additional cards. So that was the +1 from last time that we had just grabbed. So the Infernity Avenger is going to come out, and the Necromancer. Necromancer is going to revive the Archfiend. Archfiend's going to go ahead and search. And now you can grab another Mirage. This combo is absolutely insane, but you're going to convert all 4 of those except for the Patriarch into your last Saryuja Skull Dread. Now you can use the effect to special summon the Mirage from your hand. Mirage is going to go ahead and activate to special summon the Avenger and the Necromancer. Necromancer's effect. Special summon the Archfiend. Archfiend's going to trigger. You're going to go ahead and search with that one. And this time you're going to go ahead and add an Infernity Paranoia. It lets you tribute the Necromancer to special summon another Infernity, which is cool. You're going to go ahead and do that. It special summons from the deck, obviously. You go ahead and get an Infernity Conjurer. It's a special summon from the graveyard. You're going to convert those 3 into another 100 Eyes Dragon. When I say those 3, I mean Infernity Archfiend, Infernity Avenger, and Infernity Conjurer. 100 Eyes Dragon effect to special summon that second Mirage that we had gotten, right? So now you contribute it to special summon 2 Infernity monsters from the graveyard. You can special summon back the Avenger and the Necromancer. Necromancer effect to special summon the Archfiend from the graveyard. Archfiend effect to search. And now you can search an Infinity Barrier, actually using the effect to search a good card. If you guys don't know, Infernity Barrier is essentially an Omni-Negate spell, trap, or monster effect, but you have to control a face-up Infernity. So keep that in mind. Don't special summon it in defense position. Yep, and then like I told you, Infernity Conjurer is a free special summon from the graveyard. That's why you'd grab that card. And now I believe the levels line up for you to where you can, yep, so these are both level 3s. That's the reason you search it out. And you can go into Levy or the Sea Dragon. Actually lets you special summon a banished level 4 lower monster. And you're going to go ahead and use that effect to special summon back the Mirage. And you will obviously end up using that effect once again at some point. So now you can convert the Infernity Conjurer, the Xaria's Skull Dread, the Infernity Archfiend, the Levy or the Sea Dragon into a 4-negate Appaloosa, which is great. Now you can use the effect of the Mirage to special summon back 2 Infernity monsters. You can summon back the Patriarch and the Necromancer. Necromancer effect to special summon the Archfiend. Archfiend's going to go ahead and trigger to get your second Infernity Barrier, which is nice. Then you can go ahead and convert your Necromancer, your Patriarch, and your Avenger into a Borreload Savage Dragon. And you can actually equip the Sarajevo, which lets us be like a pretty big boy, to be honest with you, with 4 negates, which is nice. So, after all of that, this 12-minute combo I believe I'm at right now, 2 Omni-Negates, another Omni-Negate, and 4-negate Appaloosa. Pretty good, in my opinion. It's not bad at all. This is a good board, pretty, like, obviously. This is pretty good. But what if I told you this could be a lot better? The vulnerability of this board, obviously, is the normal summon a monster with more than 1800 attack, getting rid of at least 2 in the negates. I'm not saying it's easy to get past all these other ones, but I think that's the idea of starting to break this board. Because Lightning Storm obviously doesn't do anything. Dark Rule no more doesn't do anything. It's literally just that. But this stuff, it can get better. So straddle in. This combo is drastically different. I mean, the Necromancer and the Archfiend, very similar. You're going to do that a bunch of times. But everything else around it is going to blow your mind away. I don't know how long this combo will be legal. And actually, this is an OCG card, the Infernity Sage. So keep that in mind as well. But for this combo, you'll need an Infernity Sage and a Monster Reborn. I'm sure there's a multitude of ways to get this here. But again, these combos are, in my opinion, pretty complicated. So you're going to go ahead and normal summon the Infinity Sage. Set the Monster Reborn because you don't need any cards in your hand. You can convert this Infinity Sage into an Almirage. And then that triggers the effect of Infernity Sage, which during your main phase you can discard your entire hand. That's really good, right? If you normal summon this card. So this is kind of doesn't guarantee that the combo goes through because Monster Reborn's at 1, but I'm sure there is that one that special summons, like the Infernity card that special summons. So, but if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 Infernity monster from your deck to your graveyard. You must have no cards in your hand to resolve this effect, but obviously you can make sure you have no cards in your hand, like one way or another. So, you're going to go ahead and dump the Infernity Archfiend. Now you can use the effect of Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is going to summon back the Archfiend. Archfiend is going to go ahead and trigger. You're going to go and search. The first card you're going to search is the Infernity Patriarch, which is a free special summon. Go ahead and throw that free special summon out in the field there. And now you're going to go ahead and use the effect to overlay these into a number 60. And number 60 is going to go ahead and special summon from the graveyard. I'm going to special summon back the Archfiend, which is really nice, right? Like, you're detaching the Archfiend, because in the mind of the game, it's like, oh, you're going to target the Sage, but it doesn't matter. Like, once you detach the materials, then you have the full graveyard to look at. That's how that works. Anyways, special summon back the Infinity Archfiend. Archfiend's going to go ahead and trigger. And now you're going to go ahead and search the Infernity Launcher, which is tribute the card to special summon 2 Infernity monsters. And you can go ahead and activate that for a second. Then you can go ahead and link off the number 60 and the Infernity Archfiend for a Union Carrier because they're both fire monsters. Now you can activate the effect of the launcher to send it to the graveyard, special summon 2 Infernity monsters from the graveyard. Now you can grab the Archfiend and the Infernity Sage. That's going to go ahead and trigger the effect of Infernity Archfiend. Now you can search a Necromancer, which is nice. Go ahead and activate the effect of Union Carrier to attach to the Infernity Sage a Stygian Street Patrol. Hope I'm saying that right. Because when it's sent to the graveyard, let's just special summon a Fiend monster from your hand. Then you're going to go ahead and convert the Almirage and the Infinity Sage into a Crystron Needle Fiber to special summon a tuner from the deck. It's going to be an Infernity Wildcat. This doesn't really have an effect. It's just a good tuner, so that's why you need it. Stygian Street Patrol, like I said, could banish itself from the graveyard to special summon a Fiend monster from your hand. So you're going to go ahead and finally get that Infernity Necromancer on the field. And your loop is going to essentially start from there. You're going to convert the Needle Fiber and the Archfiend into a Proxy F Magician. So what it does is you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your field as fusion material. And if a fusion monster is fusion summoned to a zone this card points to, you can special summon 1 monster with 1,000 or less attack from your hand. That will come up for a multitude of reasons, but let's just keep going here. Necromancer effect, you can actually special summon back the Archfiend. Surprise, surprise. Archfiend is going to search a Infinity Mirage. Now, you can go ahead and use the effect of Proxy F Magician to fusion summon. You're going to convert the Necromancer, the Archfiend, and the Union Carrier into a Trishula, the Dragon of Ice Imprisonment. I'm sure most of you can see where this is going, but if you don't worry, we will get there. That's going to trigger the Proxy F Magician to special summon a monster with, 1,000 or less attack from your hand. That's going to be the Infernity Mirage, and you can go ahead and special summon it. Now you can use the effect of Mirage to tribute itself to special summon 2 Infernity monsters from your graveyard. That's going to be the Infernity Archfiend and the Necromancer. Archfiend effect to search. You can go ahead and grab your second Infernity Mirage. You can go ahead and convert the Proxy F Magician, the Archfiend, and the Wildcat into a Saryuza Skull Dread. You don't have to worry about the draw effect on this one. You only use 3 monsters, but it is important to have the ability to special summon it, right? And you can go using the effect, special summon from the hand, the Infernity Mirage. You can go ahead and tribute this off, the Mirage, to special summon the Wildcat and the Archfiend. That's going to trigger the Archfiend to search. And you're going to go ahead and search a Infernity Barrier. So there's your first form of interaction. You do use the effect of this, I'm sorry. You can banish an Infernity monster and increase or decrease the level of this card by 1 until the end of the turn. So you're actually going to increase its level by 1, and you're going to banish the Infernity Mirage. It's actually really important that you do that. So now you have the synchro requirements for 100 Eyes Dragon. 100 Eyes Dragon is going to banish a card from your graveyard to mirror its effect, and you're going to obviously do the Mirage just like you always do. Now you can go ahead and tribute this card off to special summon 2 Infernity monsters from your graveyard. That's going to summon the Archfiend and the Wildcat. Infernity Archfiend effect to search. This is the second search that you're doing here. Going to go ahead and get another Infernity Barrier. You actually have not used the effect of Infernity Necromancer, if you can believe that, just yet. So you can go ahead and special summon back the Infernity Sage. You can convert the Infernity Necromancer and the Infernity Wildcat into the Levier, the Sea Dragon. Let you special summon a banished monster, a level 4, level 4 lower banished monster. So you're obviously going to bring back this Infernity Mirage. Now you can convert the Necromancer, the Saryuja Skull Dread, the Infernity Sage, and the Levier the Sea Dragon into a 4-negate Appaloosa, just like last time. You can use the effect at Mirage to tribute itself to special summon back 2 Infernity monsters. That's going to bring you back the Infernity Necromancer and the Infernity Archfiend. Archfiend's going to trigger. You're going to go ahead and search for kind of whatever you want. I mean, this could be a 3rd Infernity Barrier if you wanted. This is the new card, Infernity Suppression. You can actually activate it the turn you set it if you have no cards in your hand. It's a monster negate. You can use the effect of Infernity Necromancer to special summon a Infernity monster from your graveyard. For me, that's going to be Infernity Wildcat. Again, those are 2 level 3s. That's the reason you send it back, right? For another Levier the Sea Dragon. That's going to help you special summon back the Infernity Mirage. Mirage effect to tribute itself, excuse me, to special summon 2 Infernity monsters. That can bring you back the Infernity Sage and the Infernity Necromancer. Then you can convert the Archfiend and the Sage into a Coral Dragon. Infernity Necromancer effect. 2 special summon the Archfiend from the graveyard. Archfiend is going to trigger to search an Infernity card. And again, this can kind of be whatever Infernity trap that you want. But this one lets you target an Infernity card in your graveyard and 1 card your opponent controls, banish it, and then you're destroying their target. So it's kind of personal preference, I think. But you can go ahead and set that. So these are 4 forms of interaction here with the 4-negate Appaloosa there. Then you can convert the Necromancer and the Coral Dragon, because it's actually a tuner synchro monster, into none other than Vermilion Dragon Mech. And if you were paying attention this entire time, or you're reading the writing on the wall, converting it into a true king of all calamities. Unfreaking believable, man. How in the world, how is that the ending of this combo? When I was watching this, it blew my mind. So, what does this board, after all of this, equal? A 4-negate Appaloosa, 2 Omni negates, a Destruction, a Monster negate, and like I said, all you have to do is normal summon the Infernity Archfiend, or something higher than Infernity Archfiend, and you've gotten rid of like half of the negates on the board. Well, nope, not anymore. God forbid they have a Gamma in their hand, or a Dark Ruler no more. Anything. It doesn't matter, because you have all of these Omni negates like ready. It's nuts. So by the time you've gone to time, because of this one combo, and your opponent hates you, you're still going to win the duel, obviously. I don't know how long this is going to be legal. This card is probably going to get banned in the next ban list, but who knows? There hasn't been any competitive events. But still, that long-winded combo, I would say at the end of the day, is very worth it, considering that 3 of these could actually just be Omni negates. 4 monster negates, not attacking, no monster effects. It's pretty nuts. So that was 2 Infernity combos explained step by step. I hope that was good for you guys, in case you're ever interested in using this, or just understanding what it is and what it can do right now. Other than that, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful night, and I'll see you next time.